Good morning, YTPC. It is Sunday, January 13th. I'm out in the garage this morning, having a little morning pipe with my coffee. See if you can see it. You are my sunshine. You are my sunshine coffee. This mug is the size of my head, which is necessary. All right. This morning I got for you a little bit of a shout out / acknowledgement. And then want to give you guys also a first impression of something. And maybe a little bit of a ramble that goes with my first impression. So, I want to start off by thanking everybody who in various videos or messages wished me better health. I am feeling loads better. The sickness that I was dealing with has seemed to passed on. It has passed over me. The blood above my door passed over me. Angel of death. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. This is actually my third attempt over the last few days, over as many days, to get this video out there. Just we've had a lot of crazy things happen at our house that's required some immediate attention. Don't want to get into the specifics, but it sucks when you feel like your home isn't safe from, just isn't safe. So we had to make some adjustments. All right, so I want to do kind of a acknowledgement shout out section for this video, and here's who I want to shout out and acknowledge. And I think I can do this from memory because I've tried this now. Like I said, this is my third attempt at this particular video, so let's see what I can do. First I want to thank Mel, Garbage Man Piper, Mel Harris, sweet chicken. Mel, I think, was the first person to get in a video for my giveaway. And he shared a really wonderful story about his grandfather who fought in World War I, and just he would love to sit down and smoke a pipe with him and get some of them stories. So thank you, Mel. Harriet, thank you as well. Your story, and try not to get too emotional with it. Your story really tugged at my heartstrings because it really, obviously I was thinking of someone I had in mind when I asked my question, and so it really got me thinking about that person quite a bit. So thanks, Harriet. Thanks for the video, and your hat's in the ring for the prize. .907 Piper, thank you for your video. 907 Piper said that he would smoke, if I remember correctly, I believe you said it would be Frogmorton Cellar. and you would smoke it with Freddie Mercury, which, yeah, of course, I support you in that. And if you were to ever had the chance to make that meeting, I'd expect an invitation so that I can just be a fly on the wall. Let's see who else. Dan, Deep South Texas. I love Dan's video because Dan said he said he would basically just want to smoke a pipe and have a conversation with anybody in the YTPC, and I feel that sentiment. I'd like to start making some honest effort and connecting with some of y'all face to face. I think Mel is probably going to be, well, Mel mentioned somebody here in my city that I could potentially connect with, so I need to find a way to get connected. And then also probably Mel, because Mel's only a couple hour drive down the highway there. So and let's see, Mark over at Tobacco Pipes International, he said he would smoke a pipe with his father in one of his father's older pipes. And yeah, just like Harriet's story, that story tugged at my heartstrings a little bit there. Thanks for sharing, buddy. And also, funny story, I love the umbrella story. I'd love to see that video. I think you said there's a video of it somewhere that could be dug up. That'd be funny to see that. Let's see. I think there was one more. Peddler Piper said he would smoke with, I think it was Bing Crosby. And yeah, that's a cool one. I think that'd be cool. Or anybody from, the Rat Pack, 1950s, big band era. That'd be a fun one to sit down and probably have a nice billiard with those folks, with some, I imagine some sort of an aromatic probably, or like a English aromatic, and probably like a real nice bourbon would probably fit. They maybe like Scotch. I used to be a Scotch person. My taste for Scotch is somehow left. Scotch, for whatever reason, tastes salty to me when I do drink it now, and not enjoyable. So thank you guys. If you're listening to these shout outs and you're wondering what's going on, I am running a giveaway. It's going to run for one more week. January 20th is the cut date for that. Anybody who has subscribed up to this point and is subscribing up to the cutoff date has a chance to get in, as long as you submit a video. You can go find the video for the specifications on how to get entered, but basically you just got to post a video. Either send me the link or make it pretty easy for me to find your video response. And you're going to be getting a cob, a tin of Margate, and a tin of Pembroke as well. I'm going to throw in a couple of things, some unmentioned things, just because I want to sweeten the pot a little bit more and make it a little bit of a surprise. So get your video in, send me the link, or post or make it easily searchable on the old YouTubes there. All right, let's get into a first impression. All right. So what am I smoking this morning? It's actually my third bowl of this. I would say actually 2.5 bowls, because I've been so busy. And we had a little bit of I wouldn't say emergency, but something that required some immediate attention here at the house. I loaded my first bowl of this, wasn't able to smoke it. It kind of just sat in the pipe for a little over 24 hours. And normally that's okay for me. I can still smoke it and it would be fine. But this particular tobacco, I wouldn't do that. It dries out pretty quick and turns stale, so the flavor was pretty harsh and kind of more reminded me of cigarette smoke. But anyway, here's what I got for you. I'm smoking a little bit of Cornell and Deal's Bijou. So I'll give you a little bit of description, give you a little bit of my 10-note impression. I'll give you how it lights, how does it take a light, my recommendation for how to smoke this, and then first impression. Okay, so according to the Cornell and Deal website, Bijou is made or composed of choice 2003 vintage Eastern Northern Carolina Red Virginias, which become the crown to this blend, to this tobacco. It's accented with sweet bright leaf and rounded by some small leaf Catarini. Bijou is married with a hint of honey before being pressed and sliced into delicate flakes. This gem requires no adornment, just time, and its estimated peak is 10 to 15 years. That's new to me. The peak level, I haven't seen that on a lot of tobaccos. I haven't really visited tobacco companies' websites to look up the tobaccos. Mostly my descriptions come from wherever I'm about to purchase it from. So like smoking pipes or Cup of Joe's, so on and so forth. According to the Cornell and Deal website, this has it's a fairly strong tobacco. Flavor is kind of middle of the road. I don't want to say it's middle of the road. I'll talk about that in a second. And it has a fairly strong room note, and I'll say strong. I'm not going to give you pleasant, but I'll give you strong, and I'll tell you what I think about the room note. Okay, so let me put this down for a second. Bijou. So my tin of Bijou was purchased at my brick and mortar. It had not been sitting on the shelf for very long. I think it was jarred up, if I remember correctly. It was just jarred up this past year, I think in July. So, I mean, it was tinned up. So it was a fairly fresh, a fresh run of that particular tobacco. In opening the tin, and I'll tell you why I immediately jarred it up. But in opening that tin, I found the moisture content to be perfect. I mean, it's a little, it's just perfect. It's got just enough moisture that I think it helps enhance the flavor of this tobacco. It doesn't require, maybe a couple 2 to 5 minutes of drying time just so you can get it prepared for your pipe, but it's ready to go right out of the tin. Oops, sorry. My big hat's knocking into my pop filter. Okay. Sorry, I want to be smoking this as I do my first impression, because you'll hear why. Okay. It smells like some aged Virginias that I've had in the past. Now I'm really kind of comparing this to one aged Virginia that I have had. When I first took my pipe smoking serious last year, I bought a tin of McClellan's stave aged 35, I believe it is called, and it's still in a jar back there. I don't want to touch too much of it because I like it a lot, so I want to kind of use that sparingly. But and And that had about 4 or 5 years, I believe, maybe about 4 years of age on it already. And when you smell that, what comes through is this really rich, deep hay, cut grass, raisiny kind of smell to it. And that's what I smell with this. And this has no age on it at all. It smells fantastic. What really comes through to me is that fresh cut grass kind of meadowy smell. And it really brings back some fond memories for me. So there's that. Loading it. Let me see if I can show you guys a little bit. I don't want to. So it's not quite a flake or well, yeah, it's a flake. I don't know. I was expecting more kind of like a more like a broken kind of like a slice, like or like more uniform slices of flake, but this is more like broken flake. This is how it comes. You can see it's pretty chunky. Some chunks are bigger than others. You can definitely see those red Virginias. I'm not sure how to pick out the Catarini, but it definitely looks like it's got some age on it right out of the tin. Although, you know, this was just tinned up last year. Smoking it. I've tried to load up a bowl of this a couple different ways. I tried to just basically stuff as it comes into a pipe, and that's okay. It's okay to do that. Some of the flavor, some of the I find that I don't get quite as much of the flavor when I do that. Maybe I think I know why. I think if you are going to just take it right out of that tin, stuff a pipe, and smoke, you really got to smoke it slow and try not to put too much flame to the tobacco. But this last one, what I did was I took some of the broken flake and I rubbed it out pretty good. Rubbed it out just so I get as small pieces as I can. And then I loaded the pipe. And in doing that, lot more of the subtleties come out. When I smoke it, it's tangy from the red Virginias. It's sweet, has a little bit of spice, which I think is probably from the Catarini and the red Virginias as well. There is an interesting note to this. It's kind of like a tea leaf. When I don't drink coffee, I do try to get in a few cups of green tea here and there, and that's it. Really, I don't want to say it tastes like green tea, but the kind of herbalness of tea I pick up in this, so it's pretty nice. But the aged Virginias really come through. It's got a really rich flavor. And I've tried to smoke it out of a couple different pipes, and I do think this particular blend suits a style of pipe better over some other ones. I think I tend so far I've gotten the best smoke out of something that's a little bit of a more narrow bowl, taller bowl than say like a fat pot. I think the fat pots just tend to allow for too much heat, and it just kind of the extra heat takes out the flavor there, burns it off. So yeah. Really reminds me of when my wife and we have this little spot up in kind of central north New Mexico that we like to go camping a couple times a year during the summer and kind of the early fall. It's this area that you're high up in the mountains there it's a mixture of pine and aspen trees, and if you get there just at the right time, you can see the aspen changing color. But if you get up there in the summer, there's just these lush meadows, peppered throughout the area, and this blend reminds me of that. Reminds me of going up there, camping for a few nights, and just smelling a lot of that fresh, dewy grass that's been like trampled, because there's horse trails up there, so it's the grass gets trampled quite a bit, but by the horses. So that kind of fresh, grassy, trampled hay kind of smell. So really enjoy this. I will definitely probably be adding a healthy supply of this to my new shopping list that's developing. As I said, I've got a birthday next week, and I've really got 3 or 4 blends of tobacco that I really want to start getting stocked up there, and start trying some other stuff. Really interested in trying more Balkans this year. I feel like last year, even though it was my developing year into pipe tobacco, I was really kind of solidifying that this is going to be a hobby of mine. I really focused on Virginias. I tried everything from I didn't even try that much in terms of Virginia, but I did try. I would say out of everything I tried, it's probably the one family of tobacco that I tried the most of. So this time I want to focus more on Balkans, more English. I want to find a good like crossover English, aromatic English, sweet English. That's why I liked Frog Morton on the Town so much. And so you guys have some recommendations, or if you feel inclined to send something for me to try, I would love it. Maybe we could do a little bit of trade. I'll let you know what I've got, which is probably stuff that everyone's already tried, but I'd love to do a little trading, or if you got something to recommend. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to finish smoking this pipe. I'm going to listen to some country music, finish my coffee. And we got some football games that are going to start here. What time is it? Just a couple hours. Really excited. My Kansas City Chiefs, I'm a lifelong fan of the team. I was really kind of worried going into that game, but man, I love our team this year. All right, guys, have a good afternoon, or good morning, good afternoon. Stay safe. We got some snowy, slushy weather out here, so hopefully the weather is to your liking where you're at. Southwest Piper signing off.